All right, welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for coming over, man. We got Gene Deal makes shocking claim that Angie Stone was and exposes the people Diddy blackballed. We're back on the Art of Dialogue channel. Again, man, I ain't here to convince you. I'm here to inform myself. But this industry is dark. It's been dark. And some things are starting to come to light. But at the same time, there needs to be more. There needs to be more people speaking up and speaking out. Um, Shout out to Gene Deal. I'm excited to hear what he has to say about this because Gene was one of the guys on the inside. All right, so we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
How you feel about Angie Stone passing away?
Man, it's crazy when somebody can tell you that, and she told a lot of people, that people are trying to kill her. She made those statements 2 weeks before she died. Angie Stone said to people around her, she was in fear of her life. And that happened because she found out that she had a lot of money in this publishing and this music game that she had.
Quick question. These people are like ultra rich, right? The people at the top, the people who hold all the cards. How hard is it to just give someone their money? Or is it just more, it's more of a control thing? You know what I mean? Like, how hard is it to just really give people what they deserve and more? And it's not like the money that these people got is going to outlive them.
Not been able to recoup. So she was doing an audit to recoup the money in which these music record companies owed her throughout the years for songs she had written. And then she comes up dead, and they try to say that she was hit by an 18-wheeler. They said she flew out the window, and it comes that we find out because one of the guys on the internet paperwork, Countdown John, went to the funeral with a hidden camera and saw her whole body. And it didn't even seem like she was hit by a diesel. Said she looked beautiful in her cat.
That was if you guys don't remember, they were talking about someone wore those. I even have those glasses. Someone wore those eyeglasses. They're like Ray-Bans or something that have the camera right here, and said they secretly recorded her body. That's, man. Again, we can all agree that something fishy is going on.
He showed that on the hit by a diesel. Said she looked beautiful in her casket. He showed that on the internet, bro. So Angie Stone, she said that somebody was trying to kill her. Somebody was trying to murder her. She was in fear of her life. And 2 weeks later, she come up dead, bro. You don't find that strange?
Very,
An
very.
accident that 9 to 10 people was in a car with her, in a van with her, and she the only one comes up dead?
You sound like me.
My thoughts about that is, if you think the record company owe you some money, if you think you're trying to recoup some money from the record industry, you better think twice, and unless you got some real protection or some real people behind you.
Man.
Because it's crazy.
So you personally, you feel like it was foul play?
Nobody gonna, bruh. I think it's foul player behind the Angie Stone stuff, bruh. Because why would she be in fear of her life? Why would she start cleaning up and start saying that she feel like she's gonna be unalive? That somebody's gonna do something to her? Why would she prepare for her death? And then she come up dead. Strange, bruh. And that's what happens in the music industry. These people have not, they may not seem real big, but they done wrote music for the greats.
Yes.
She wrote music for the greats. You understand? She wrote music for musicals. She wrote music for movies. And she never got paid her money. And then when they get these investigators to go and investigate.
See, people, you gotta do some negotiating, man, where you get paid up front. Cause people are slick and slimy, man. People are slick and slimy. And we know it goes extremely deep. I don't know if he's gonna mention Clive Davis, but his name always seems to come up.
These publishing investigators, and they go and investigate everything that was bought, sold, or stole, and they come back with all these millions of dollars that these big record companies got. They take them to law, they take them to court. Somebody got to pay this. They say you ain't got to pay no dead artists.
Damn, man. R.I.P. to her, man. Unfortunate. But to get back to this lawsuit, how you feel about Kirk Burrell saying that, Diddy destroyed his career?
He did. He did. Diddy destroyed his reputation. Kirk is right about that. I was there on those occasions. When Kirk was dealing with Mary, brought Mary's career back. Kirk was a musical genius, whereas that, a marketing genius. He knew how to get the money. He knew the people who to go at for the money, and he did what he had to do to bring Mary back. Diddy planted bad seeds with telling people don't do business with him. So he's right about that, brother. And after he got Mary from him, Kirk never worked no place else. So he's not lying about that. He's diabolical when it comes to that.
Diabolical.
He did it to Mary J. Blige. He did it to the band members. I mean, he did it to Wendy Williams. He did it to Wendy Williams. He's diabolical when it comes to shit like that, bro. He owned the music business in New York City and California. He had friends everywhere, bro. He had friends in high places. He owned the radio stations. You ain't see that Tupac interview from Mary J. from
Angie Martinez.
what's her name? Angie Martinez, because of Diddy. That's probably one of the greatest. That's probably one of the greatest of all times, probably interviews ever. He stopped that from coming out.
Dang.
He got Wendy Williams fired.
Hey.
Anybody he told in the music business not to mess with somebody, they didn't. Tracy Waples don't even know this. Tracy Waples is probably one of the top musical geniuses in the industry that nobody knows. She was behind Rihanna. She was behind Method Man. Tracy Waples is a musical genius. I sat there when she was supposed to do a deal with L.A. Reid and them. And L.A. Reid told Diddy, she asked him for like $300,000 to $400,000, something like that. He said, man, you can get that bitch cheaper than that. Offer her $250,000.
Damn.
I just started laughing. And Tracy was his friend. So to see him do that and say he did that to Kirk Burrows, and Kirk Burrows had that in his lawsuit, he ain't lying about that, bro. Nobody was going to deal with Kirk Burrows or give him a job or do anything. Look at all the great things he did for Bad Boy, getting the money and everything. Why he ain't working someplace else? Leote left Bad Boy and went to Def Jam and started working with Rough Riders. He ain't put no bad word on her. So Kirk he ain't wrong about that one, bro. Not at all.
Yeah, he also alleged in his lawsuit that, you know, in late 95, Diddy held him down to a bed.
There's a lot at the end of that video that I'm gonna have to trim out because I don't even know how they be uploading this stuff, man. I swear. Because every time I try to leave it in, my video either get taken down, age restricted, or something like that. But again, man, we all, like I said before, know that something's very odd, strange about the Angie Stone death. I think a lot of people just don't care enough to give a damn. You know what I mean? It's like, well, hey, it's not my life. It don't affect me. You never know what type of situation you may be in life. You never know. And like I said, I'll always think about, like, how would I want to be remembered? Would I want people riding for me, trying to investigate and find out everything? Dark and dirty, man. Slick and sly and slimy this damn industry is, man. And it sucks too because there's so much good music out there. It is. And then music, that's why it's important to do deep dives and really understand lyrics and what people are talking about, because you know, all music that sound good ain't good for you. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all coming over and watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.